get body now. But I can't talk am now, I can't do obvious. Oh, she dey mask am now. Why she standing there? She dey mask.
Amazing and interesting time, isn't it? Now, the purpose of Mother's Day, what some people would argue, isn't just to acknowledge the pains, the sorrows, and the sacrifices of mothers, of those who are mother figures in our lives. We would also say that the unconditional love that we experience from people who are in the position of mothers to us is why we have to celebrate Mother's Day. It is the fourth celebration this year. And it's been this question, almost like nobody's asking anymore. Why do we have to celebrate Mother's Day every other time? May 14th, 2023, as in Nigeria and the world over, there is the International Mother's Day celebration to acknowledge that indeed there are such humans as angels amongst us, and they don't go on holidays, they don't rest, they don't take a break, they are just mothers all day long, all year round, all of the days of their lives. And I think that's a great place to celebrate mothers in the house this evening. And also, when we talk about the pain alone, as I said earlier, we are here for a potpourri of all that it makes to celebrate motherhood and mothers. Indeed, the 2023 Media Industries Mother's Day celebration promises to be all things fun, and we're in for a jolly great ride. My name is Melanie Ishola, and today we begin by taking you through a very special report curated to celebrating mothers. Do take it. So great to have you, mothers. Come on, keep the celebration going. Yes, we made sure without promise. When I said earlier that we have a star-studded studio, you thought I was playing, right? Okay. We can do more, but let's just keep it right here for the purpose of this meaningful conversation. So I'm just going to get it started. And I don't want to be quite rhetorical, like, oh, you've had it coming from the previous panel. But indeed, we cannot start anything, honestly. Mothers, my mothers, without talking about your involvement, your contribution. First, acknowledging in Nollywood, in the entertainment scene in Nigeria, and essentially across Africa. I met some ladies across other countries of Africa outside of Nigeria, and then they said, we are practically watching Nollywood in our country. Like, is it people that we say, you don't have your own version of Nollywood, what's going on? Right? And then that just gives credence again to the fact that such excellent work comes out on the tables of Nollywood. And again, I just want to say thank you. And I would say thank you again for being women in Nollywood. And I would think that there's a different conversation, for example. So there will be lots of challenges for any woman to rise at all in anything. But I believe also in the entertainment world, it's a different kettle of fish, and we're going to get to it. But let's start from what I would call a rhetoric, flowing from the previous conversations, around women supporting women, and what your own contribution or thought would be around the fact that women are not other women's problem. I deliberately put it that way. So women are not other women's problem, are they?
I do not think that women are other women's problems, because if you have a woman who is focused, who knows what she wants out of life and out of career, and who is willing to work her. And there's another lady probably who has gone up there and who is ready to be a role model and pull the younger one up. So once that other lady coming up is focused and is ready to work her and then move forward in whatever she wants to do, they can support each other. But if you have someone who is totally defocused, who doesn't want to be serious, you understand, with maybe her career or whatever chosen thing that she wants to do, expecting you to support because I'm a woman, then I think that is a challenge if you ask me. But if you have a lady who is serious-minded, another lady can actually do it. That's what I think.
There's a deep conversation in what you just expressed, and then I'm going to just throw it right to the lap of my amazing mommy, right? She's already looking like, I'm a new problem.
In fact, at any problem.
All right. Let's talk about it.
Because I beg to differ. Yeah. Some women are other women's fault.
Let me have you give explanation.
Good. When you see a woman who is striving to achieve something, and you see another woman out of jealousy, greed, envy, in so doing, you will see a woman who is hell-bent on bringing a fellow woman down because of trivial things. She's so bent on bringing another woman down, and she will go ahead just because she's got the connection. She will make sure that you don't get there.
Yes, so this is a pretty uncomfortable conversation. I must be sincere at this point in time. In inner circles, I would have these conversations, maybe a little bit more honestly. But for the purpose of political correctness, and we are now going to switch gears, to get really real. For the purpose of political correctness, a number of times when I hold these conversations in public spaces, I like to hold it with a particular intent to educate and to advocate women supporting women, which is why my narrative would then be, we are not our problem. I am not your problem. You are not my problem. Relatable. Because who is the woman up, who is the woman down? It could be in career, it could be in family life, it could be in business, it could be in anything. Or work survive. But let's bring it down to maybe one that all of us can relate with. Why do we still seem to have the mother-in-law, especially groom's mother, and the wife animosity? And indeed, this goes to you, Obi Echok Chima. I know that you're quite late to the evil mother-in-law, the Lord, but you get to play this right here.
No, I'm not. Actually, it's not as if we do these things. These are things that happen in the world. You know, it's everyday life. These are the things we see. You know, we portray what we see. You know, acting is doing what we do without doing it real life. You know, what we do in real life without knowing. You know, so we bring this to the world, to limelight, for people to see these are actually what is happening. I have a friend that the mother-in-law is living with her. You know, this girl doesn't have any peace at all, as in at all, in the house. Whatever she wants to do, she must take permission. Whatever she wants to do, I'm telling you, and it's her husband's house, and this is happening in real life. You know, we bring real life situations to people to see, but when we watch it on TV, it's like, it doesn't really happen. It does happen every day. I wanted to say an example. One of my colleagues, they called me for something, you know, in a Bible state, and the guy and the lady that was like, "Why are you always calling Obe for an event? Blocking my way." When I keep asking this guy, "You don't call me," he said, "If I tell you somebody told me to stop calling, you won't believe it, and it's a popular actress. Why? I don't know. I'm not struggling for anything with you. Nothing. I'm not, you know." So that's women bringing women down.
But would we?
They're not taking me up.
But would you say, in the overall overview of your career, women have not supported you at all?
No, they have.
Why
Not
did not
all.
them?
Not all.
Or you've only had this other side of women not supporting you. Let me take you to Maureen. She seems to have been observing and waiting that my time would come. The time is here.
I want to talk about the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law. You know, many a times, women, when Auntie talked about women being jealous of other people, yes, we misunderstand it as jealousy, but most times it's out of fear. Somebody coming to displace you of where you are or what you are. You understand? That position that you have occupied for years, that visibility. Then when you talk about mother-in-law, this is a woman that has nurtured a man, a boy to a manhood. You know, sometimes somebody was saying on Instagram the other day that parents should stop, you know, harassing children or doing all those kind of things. Fine, a lot of parents do that. But when you train a child and you feel like that child owes you, you know, has comes to some women mind is, this one, my son will not remember me again. All the things I've gone through, all my worries, all this thing I've done, this one's going to take my child away. You know, it sets that fear to block, as in, women are territorial naturally. So they want you to understand, I'm here first. Yeah, so you have to respect me if you want to get to my son. But in such situations, I think it lies on the man to kind of, you know, put the two women at peace, as in, and you being the daughter-in-law, if you know that you're not there for trouble, you should make the woman understand we're not in competition. He's your son. There is a place for mother and there is a place for a wife. You're not and a lot of us don't understand that. We the wives, a whole lot of us don't understand that. The mothers don't understand that. So there's always a clash.
Yes, please. Thank you so much, Maureen. And I'm going to let you just after this. And I was going to say, I mean, you did paint a beautiful scenario. Just for once, I thought we were watching another Nollywood movie. Right. But I think that Patience was here, and then we asked Mark all the things that you did play now play. Because indeed, I've also seen a lot of my friends say to me, my mother-in-law is heaven on earth. And this
For the lady who is getting into a family, I think we should just keep our hearts free. You know, most times young girls get into marriages with baggages already in their house. You understand? Already there's a bias because she has heard some mother-in-law here is terrible, or that other mother-in-law did this and that. So she's already coming poised for some kind of trouble. So normally things that you do, of course you
Anambra State are young widows and a bit of older widows alongside of Wakwesi. And I see the great work that you do. And I've just got to say on a day like this, thank you. Thank you for the good work you do. And also, yes, thank you. And also I have right here Florence Richards. She's a Nollywood actor and a broadcaster. And I say good evening and happy Mother's Day, ma'am.
Happy Mother's Day.
And also with us on this panel is Ekene Owanum, the Executive Director, the Eagle Eye Behavioral Reorientation Initiative. Thank you for the great work you do. And you look so relatable. I just love that you rock this Ankara this way. Come on. Who picked this for you? All right, great. So we get this conversation started. And there is no better way to ask me than to ask for stories. Sometimes it may be difficult for you to even believe the things you hear, you read, or the things you see in movies. And then they say to you, well, look no further. Here you have it. I have what we say. I've had the privilege of hearing the story in the past. But I'd like for you to please walk me through, in a nutshell, exactly what it was you experienced.
29 years ago.
Upon the death of your husband, 29 years ago.
29 years ago.
And how different that has changed or not today?
Yeah, I was expecting to tell the story. Forgive me, I lost my voice. In fact, 2 days ago, I wanted to call him that I can't make it, but I said, God, I have to call him. That I have to come and talk. So I lost my voice. 29 years ago, March precisely, you know, they talk about International Women's Day. On March 8th, 1994, I never heard of International Women's Day. I don't know what it is. And there's this door that opened in my house to tell me and my husband that took a journey of no return, eventually did not return. And 8 years, The youngest were twins, they were barely 4 years. And the drama started. I can't even tell the story anymore because God has been faithful. But I can take back from the burial. I remember every day of that burial. And I have to thank Ngozi Ezonu for taking that conversation to another level, because one of the things is this thing we do is that sometimes we come and paint it well for political correctness. The reality, because in the midst of the widowhood plight I went through, there were women sitting around processing this, projecting this process. And which one of the things I asked in my book, A Widow's Window, is, if the men gave us this law, I did not see any man sitting around me for those periods of the burial. It was only men, women. And they had to make sure they carried the processes to the latter.
What were the processes?
Processes that I had to scrape my hair. I had to come 2:30 or 3:30 to wail.
And you were talking of Ngozi was
Yes, when she debated it about women.
Absolutely.
So I had to, and it was women that woke me up by 3:30 a.m. or 2:30 a.m. there about 2 weeks. It was women. I remember. Go around the grave and cry. And by the time I had to do the morning rite, whatever they call it, and it was women that I remember. 1 year after, I had to go back to complete it again. I had to shave my head again because it was a culture in my face.
You shaved your head twice.
Twice. So when I got back, it was a woman. She was supposed to shave my hair, and the tradition have it that you have to shave it before daybreak, before there's a light. So between my other sisters-in-law, they have select people that do it, and she picked to do this shaving of hair. But the previous night, she has called me in a meeting. I have in-laws. Your husband is the oldest. You have to share the property of your. Because if they don't shave it early in that morning, it means I have to stay till another 1 week to get into the Sunday that I will do it again. So she didn't come, and I kept sitting down there. Because like I did in my book, one of the things they made us to believe is that if you die in the process of mourning your husband, you're the one that killed your husband.
You're saying more, don't say no more. Now, let's take away from Hope's story. And indeed, if I allow her, the title of our show, Celebrating Mothers Today, she has a lot to say. I've heard her speak in the past. And let's take it very quickly, this conversation is, we're not going to cry. We're just going to ensure that we take the lessons on there and we're able to project it for the benefit of the change that we want to see. And I'm taking this conversation to Ekene Onwanu, the Executive Director of the Eagle Eye Behavioral Rehabilitation Initiative, to say that you have worked with women like Hope. Hope has also worked with women like herself. Can you tell me exactly how dark it can get and how you are able to infuse hope in such situations?
Sometimes the burden is always so heavy because it's actually unique in some people, and you have similar situations in some people. If you talk about the dark, I will actually make reference to somebody that will be kind of accused of killing her husband, and the person will go through of drinking the water that is washed off the husband's dead body, just to prove your innocence. I think that's just the height of it. Nobody's thinking about the health of this woman. Not only about the health, at that moment, the psychological situation of that woman, then you now add the health issue. I think that's one of the worst things I've seen.
Can you tell me how you infuse hope to such women and who you have helped?
One, it's not always easy because culture plays a lot of roles against getting out of this situation. But then that doesn't deter us helping out. One, counseling is important, making the person to understand the situation at that moment, because sometimes when it happens, you want to be like, is it real? Is it really happening? Or maybe the man will